What in the world is a 20-foot tall Moai statue doing in central Italy?
Vitorchiano, dove in questo momento si sta procedendo a un'operazione delicatissima, quella del sollevamento di un Moai. Gli abitanti dell'isola di Pasqua hanno deciso di costruire in Italia, proprio alla ricerca dell'arca,
Vitorchiano, originally an Etruscan settlement and then part of the Roman Empire. In the 13th century, the small town was at the center of a long-standing feud and countless battles between Rome and Viterbo. A one-hour drive from the Eternal City, and now home to roughly 4,000 people, it is also one of the few places in the world where you can see a Moai statue. And though it was carved in the 90s, this is not just any replica. This is the only Moai to have ever been built by native Rapa Nui people outside Easter Island. But why? And why here? To answer that, we have to go back. The year is 1991. Long-distance flights are still out of the ordinary for most people, and the internet is a couple of years away from entering our homes. Most people are exposed to foreign cultures through books and TV shows. In Italy, that means Alla ricerca dell'arca, where host Mino D'Amato takes millions of people around the world for a glimpse into the unknown. You've probably heard of Rapa Nui or Easter Island, a tiny strip of land 2,000 miles off the coast of Chile in the Pacific Ocean, known for its mysterious Moai statues. Now, it might sound random, but people were really into those back in the days. It was one of those architectural mysteries like the pyramids or Stonehenge. You've got to understand, we didn't have TikTok back then. And this is where Vitorchiano comes into the picture, because the Italian TV network RAI decided to raise awareness on the degrading conditions of Easter Island by inviting a small delegation from Rapa Nui to craft a Moai statue using the same tools used by their ancestors. But they needed the right stone. Call it chance, call it marketing. Vitorchiano was home to a uniquely fit cave of peperino stone, which the Rapa Nui saw fit for their work. In turn, the family who owned the cave, the Anselmi, was more than happy to provide the material and host the delegation for over a month, as they carved the Moai from a 400-ton block of solid stone. Which brings us to the Curanto, the sacred ceremony that takes place after a Moai is finished. This almost forgotten ritual from thousands of miles away, thousands of years ago, luckily, and somewhat awkwardly, made it onto the Italian silver screen. Not just to be witnessed once, but immortalized forever. But was it really enough? Was it enough to keep the culture alive as the endeavor seems to have been widely forgotten? Was it enough to raise awareness on the conditions of an island so remote that it depends entirely on tourism? As I walked through Vitorchiano, I thought about my brief encounter with the Moai earlier that morning. While the statue originally stood proud in the center of the city, it was moved years later to a nearby hill, where it now overlooks the town. After all, Moai traditionally look inland towards the settlements, as if to protect their inhabitants. I had crossed paths with a single person during my time there. Sure, it was a Thursday morning, but I spent almost 2 hours filming the statue, and the one person I met seemed to have been there by chance. Ironically, the Moai seemed to have fallen victim to the same fate it was carved to avenge. Widely forgotten, sitting alone, overlooking the ancient settlement it once called home.